If you're a writer, you know the deal. You love the creative spark, the thrill of getting the words down, but you also know the nagging back pain and that constant low hum of deadline anxiety. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the real price of a creative life and figure out how to build a career that doesn't just get you published, but actually sustains you for the long haul. So let's just get right to it with this bombshell, okay? As writers, our chair is our office. It's where the magic happens. But what if that very chair is more dangerous than smoking? I mean, this quote from Dr. James Levine it's a real wake-up call. It forces us to face this pretty terrifying idea that the very thing we do for hours and hours on end might literally be killing us. You know the image, right? The romantic idea of the writer, hunched over their keyboard, powered by nothing but coffee and sheer inspiration. But what's the real story behind that fantasy? In this first part, we're going to dig into the writer's hidden toll, the real cost of living this creative life. Okay, I want you to look at this list and be honest. Does any of this sound familiar? That constant ache in your shoulders, the weird tingling in your wrists, that low-grade anxiety that's just always humming in the background? Yeah, if you're nodding along, you are definitely not alone. This is the day-to-day reality for so many of us. Now, not all stress is bad, right? Think about the difference between that exhilarating buzz of a deadline that's pushing you to do your absolute best work versus that soul-crushing dread of wondering how you're going to pay the bills this month. One is a creative spark. The other, it's a silent killer. It's so important we know the difference. We throw the word burnout around a lot, but what does it actually feel like? It's not just about being tired. It is a deep, bone-weary exhaustion. It's that feeling of being totally disconnected from your own work, and this crushing sense that nothing you're doing even matters. It really boils down to these three things. You're emotionally exhausted, you feel detached from everything, and you feel like you're accomplishing nothing. All right, so we've kind of diagnosed the problem. We've identified the enemy, so to speak. Now it's time to fight back. In this next section, we're going to get into some practical, real-world strategies to reclaim your physical health and build a body that can actually support your creative dreams for years to come. Just take a second and imagine your spine, day after day, slowly curving into a question mark after years of hunching over a laptop. Or picture your wrists just screaming in protest after typing millions and millions of words. This is the quiet war that we're waging against our own bodies every single day we sit down to write. Look, this isn't about finding some magical cure. It's about making a series of small intentional changes that add up to a massive impact. This is the actual path that co-author Joanna Penn took. She went from being in debilitating pain to having a thriving career just by taking these totally manageable steps. It's proof that it can be done. It's really important to know that not all hand and wrist pain is the same thing. You've got these two main types of repetitive strain injury, or RSI. One is a specific condition like carpal tunnel, and the other is a little more vague, often tied to muscle tension and stress. But here's the crucial part. If you are healing any of these symptoms, please do not just power through it. Go get it checked out by a professional. You don't need to go out and buy a fancy gym membership or hire a personal trainer to start feeling better. Seriously, here are 5 super simple, mostly free things you can start doing today. Even just taking a 5-minute break to get up, stretch, and look out a window can make a huge difference. Okay, so our bodies and our minds, they're not separate things. They're completely connected. You can have the most perfect ergonomic setup in the entire world, but if your mind is a battlefield of anxiety and self-doubt, you're still not going to create your best work. So now let's talk about how to fortify your mind for the long haul. What if I told you there's a simple 5-minute exercise you could do just once a week that could dramatically improve your overall well-being, lower your anxiety, and even help you sleep better? I know, it sounds way too good to be true, right? Well, back in 2003, a team of psychologists actually set out to prove it. And the results? Well, they pretty much speak for themselves. This incredibly simple act of writing down what you're grateful for had this huge ripple effect, touching pretty much every part of the participants' lives. So here's a challenge for you. Tonight, before you go to sleep, just write down 3 things you're grateful for. That's it. Just see how it makes you feel. As writers, we all know the struggle, right? That racing mind at 3 in the morning. We're replaying scenes, wrestling with plot holes, fighting off imposter syndrome. This quote from Robert Emmons offers such a simple but powerful alternative. Instead of counting sheep, try counting your blessings.
The feeling of overwhelm. We have all been there. The to-do list that just keeps growing, the constant flood of emails, feeling like you're being pulled in a million directions at once. This is a 6-step roadmap to get you through that chaos. And let's be real, that number 4, learning to say no, is often the absolute hardest one, but it might just be the most important.
So none of this is about a quick fix. It's all about building a solid foundation for a long, healthy, and genuinely fulfilling writing career. In our final section, we're going to talk about how to turn all these little practices into lifelong habits so you can keep on creating for years and years to come. I want you to start thinking of your body as the actual instrument you use to create your art, right? If a violinist's instrument is out of tune, they can't make beautiful music. It's the exact same for us. If our bodies are broken and in pain, our creativity is going to suffer. Your health is not an afterthought. It is the foundation of everything you do. So, how do you actually build these new habits? Well, Charles Duhigg's habit loop is a brilliant model. It's super simple. For example, let's say your cue is your morning cup of coffee. Your routine could be writing for just 30 minutes. And your reward? Maybe it's that feeling of accomplishment or a guilt-free scroll on social media. Cue, routine, reward. That's how you build a habit that sticks. Writing a book is a lot like running an ultramarathon. It is a long, difficult journey, and trust me, there are going to be moments when you just want to give up. This chart is such a powerful reminder that the goal isn't to be the fastest or to beat anyone else. It's just to keep putting one foot in front of the other, to push through the pain and the doubt, and to cross your own finish line in your own time. So, we'll leave you with this one powerful question to think about. If nothing changes, if you just continue on your current path, what will your writing life look and feel like in 5, 10, or even 20 years? It's kind of a sobering thought, but it's also an incredibly empowering one because you and only you have the power to change your story. You have the power to build a healthier, happier, and more sustainable writing life. Thanks for tuning in.